Belize's beaches are a hot spot for Easter and summer getaways. Sun, sand, and sea, drawing crowds from near and far. But just as the vacation buzz kicks in, so does an unwelcome guest, sargassum. This brown, smelly seaweed rolls in by the ton, covering the coastline and turning paradise into a cleanup zone. It's stubborn, it stinks, and it's back.
Well, it's usually around closer to Easter, summertime, when the winds pick up, when the sea temperatures are higher, right? When everyone wants to go to the beach because it's super hot, that's when the sargassum is blooming out there, right? And when the wind picks up, it's just bringing the sargassum from way out there in the Caribbean up to our shores.
Most of the sargassum drifting through the Caribbean heads north towards Cancun, but some of it still finds its way to Belize. According to the latest forecast, San Pedro and Key Cocker are expected to see heavy buildups. In response, the San Pedro Town Council has stepped up cleanup efforts and brought in biodiversity expert Valentine Rosado to help tackle the growing problem.
As an island, we have been dealing with sargassum for, I believe we're on year 16, maybe year 17 right now. So the San Pedro Town Council is focused on Town Core, which is about a mile from the bridge all the way to the library. And that's where the focus of the Town Council has been. My involvement has been mostly to come in and advise in figuring out how to be a little bit more efficient with the cleanup. And then also to come up with some baseline information that will help us, look at lessons learned here on the island, other areas, and how to tackle the situation as much as possible. Because unfortunately, if we get it every year, and if nothing's done about it, then we live here, we have to smell it every year, and it's not a nice thing.
Many strategies have been developed over the years to counter the influx of sargassum that washes ashore annually. But many of these strategies have proven to be too costly or inefficient. This year, the council has taken an old-school approach by increasing manpower and hitting the beaches with shovels and wheelbarrows.
The main strategy is getting out of the water as quick as possible. I know that one of the big challenges that we keep seeing is all these solutions that people try to come up with, big machinery, how can we make the sargassum disappear? How can we have some kind of bigger effort? And from what we have been looking at, the main thing is getting out of the water, and manual is cheaper and a lot more efficient, right? It might not seem that way, but the thing is that it becomes overwhelming when we have areas that there's no focus, and then 1 day pass, 2 day pass, 3 day pass, and you have that whole accumulation of sargassum. It begins to smell, and it begins to be super overwhelming.
After the sargassum is hauled out of the sea, it is transported to a deposition site to be turned into landfill.
So what we explored here is looking at what traditionally has been done with sargassum. Traditionally, you take sargassum off the beach and use it to fill low-lying areas. I've done a lot of research online to figure out, from a health perspective, what are the recommendations. There's concern about heavy metals coming in the sargassum. But in the absence of any other major solution, it seems like an option that is feasible. And once we use it in an area where we're not growing fruits and vegetables that we're going to eat immediately, then the concern about heavy metals seems to not be an immediate issue right now. However, what we're doing in the deposition site is we're doing it as long-term monitors. So we know exactly where the sargassum is going, and it gives us that location where we can monitor long-term to really continue tracking whether there are going to be any health implications later on.
What if the seaweed piling up on San Pedro's shore could actually become something good? That's exactly what the town council is aiming for. Instead of just clearing away the sargassum, they're planning to transform the area into a vibrant public space for sports and recreation, turning a coastal nuisance into a community win. It's a fresh take on an old problem, and it's got locals talking. Britney Gordon for News 5.